Please meet Jim Hack. Jim Hack has taught and coached at Harvard High School for nearly 30 years, raising the wrestling program to new heights along the way. Hack's Hornets won the Class A Dual Team State Championship in 1992, and 10 of his wrestlers have had their arms raised as IHSA individual state champions here at Assembly Hall. Jim is a member of the IWCOA and Illinois Football Coaches Association Halls of Fame, and one of the winningest active wrestling coaches in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jim Hack. Please meet Mike Bowles. Mike Bowles is a two-time state final qualifier who went on to have one of the most prodigious coaching careers in state history. In his time at Providence Catholic and Sandburg High Schools, he has been a part of 10 teams who have placed among the top 3 in the state, including 6 state titles. He has coached 18 individual state champions and won 451 dual matches while becoming the only coach in the state history to coach both a private and a public school to state titles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike Bowles. Please meet Don Schultz. Don Schultz is a two-time IHSA wrestling state qualifier who followed a third-place finish as a junior by permanently etching his name in the record books with a state title at the 133-pound level as a senior in 1959. He went on to enjoy a decorated coaching career at Sandburg High School and Revis High School, producing 8 place winners and 5 individual state champions. Don is an IHSA state champion and a coach who won nearly 300 career dual meets. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Don Schultz. Please take time to review all of their full bios in this year's state finals program.
The 18 mat referees for this year's state final tournament, the men who are in charge of calling all bouts, have been assigned by the IHSA office based upon the ratings of the coaches of the teams in the tournament. They deserve to be extended every courtesy available to handle their responsibility in a professional manner. We are proud of their contribution to wrestling in Illinois. The officials for this weekend are coordinator officials Don Fulcher, Lincoln,
and then they'll have
Scott A. Blankenship, Milan, Jeff Bowers, Bloomington, John Churchill, Morton, Anthony E. Clark, Zion, Ronald K. Coy, Farm City, Bob Culberson, Vandalia,
what's it going to be like?
Tim Dodd, Wittenberg,
Yeah.
Frank Filippi, Glen Ellen, Bill D. Honeycutt, Woodridge, Mike Perkins, Ringwood, Mike Nicoleak, Geneva, Shane Morgan, Oswego, Roy Schneider, Rochelle, Ron Vermillion, Crystal Lake, Ken Watkins, Maywood, John R. Wiesnith, Libertyville, Jack Williams, DeKalb, and Robert F. Solinsky, Jr., McHenry.
Tonight, we crown individual state wrestling tournament champions for the 77th time. It is a pleasure to present to you the contestants who will meet for the 14 Class 1A, 14 Class 2A, and 14 Class 3A weight class titles.
In Class 1A, at 106 pounds, a sophomore with a record of 47-0 from Coal City, Cody Minnick. His opponent, a junior with a record of 39-6 from Harvard, Anthony Lewis.
In 2A, a senior
Central with a record of 36-0. Nkosi Moody. Ideal Moody. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 33-9 from Oak Forest, Danny Schwa. His coach, Sean Ford.
And in Class 3A at 106 pounds, a junior from Plainfield South with a record of 41-0, Miguel Silva. His coach, Jason Acevedo. His opponent, a freshman from Brother Rice. His record, 41-0, Rudy Yates. His coach, Bill White.
In Class 1A at 113 pounds, a sophomore with a record of 37-0 from Poplar Grove, Brandon Griggs. His coach, Bill Baker. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 42-4 from Coal City, Corey Juzak. Coach, Jim Looper. In 2A, a senior from Lombard, Montini with a record of 41-6, Tommy Kowalski. His coach, Clay Nina. His opponent is a junior from Sycamore with a record of 39-1, Kyle Aiken. His coach, Alex Nelson.
And in Class 3A, a junior from Marist with a record of 35-3, Mark Duda. His coach, Ryan Egan. His opponent, a sophomore from Thornton with a record of 19-1, Chris Williams. His coach, Tim Spandel.
In Class 1A at 120 pounds, a junior with a record of 45-0 from Dakota, Josh Elder. His opponent, a junior with a record of 45-3 from Coal City, Casey Brown. Coach Nick Glover. In 2A at 120 pounds, a senior with a record of 44-1 from Rock Island, Marlo B.J. McGee. His opponent is a sophomore from Montini with a record of 41-10, Vince Turk. His coach, Tony Marty.
And in Class 3A, a senior from Sandburg High School with a record of 15-2, Sebastian Piquet. His coach, Tony Siebert. His opponent, a junior from Martin Academy with a record of 45-2, Johnny Jimenez. His coach, Ryan Cummings.
In Class 1A at 126 pounds, a senior with a record of 42-2 from Stillman Valley, J.K. Whaley. Coach, Wes Matthews. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 42-2 from Seneca, Sage Freeze. His coach, Jay Freeze. In 2A at 126 from Lombard, Montini, a senior with a record of 47-8, Jordan Laster. His coach, Israel Martinez. His opponent is a senior from Richmond Burton with a record of 43-1, Cameron Kennedy. His coach, Brett Williams.
And in Class 3A, a junior from Lombard North with a record of 47-0, Jared Cortez. His coach, Jim Constantine. His opponent, a senior from Harlan High School with a record of 43-1, Jordan Northrup. His coach, Cal Berry.
In Class 1A at 132 pounds, a senior with a record of 47-2 from Wilmington, Andy Rodewald. Coach Nick Van Dalen. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 43-6 from Dakota, J.J. Wolf. In 2A at 132 pounds, a junior from Springfield with a record of 37-4, Randall Taymor. Coach, Daryl Hale. His opponent, a senior from Champaign Centennial with a record of 41-1, Darren Wynn. His coach, Ed Mears.
And in Class 3A, a sophomore from Oak Park River Forest with a record of 45-0, Larry Fred Burley III. His coach, Jim Pound. His opponent, a senior from Army Academy with a record of 42-1, George Fisher. His coach, Andy Reynolds.
In Class 1A at 138 pounds, a sophomore with a record of 39-3 from Aledo, Mercer County, Tristan Finch. His opponent, a sophomore with a record of 42-3 from Dakota, Arthur
coach John Bukowski. His opponent is a senior with a record of 38-5 from Washington, Colton Gladwell. His coach Ryan Henley.
And in Class 3A, a sophomore from Hicksdale Central with a record of 41-9, Juwan Evans. His coach Jason Hayes. His opponent, a senior with a record of 47-1 from Belleville West, Beck Spraggins. His coach, Al Sears.
In Class 1A at 145 pounds, a junior with a record of 41-3 from Lena Winslow, Quincy Culprinter. His coach, Kevin Lowler. His opponent, a senior with a record of 41-1 from Argenta Orietta, Rob Lane. His coach, Gary Cook.
In 2A at 145, a senior from Montini with a record of 37-9, Michael Sepke. His coach is Tom Wilming. His opponent, a senior from Caneland with a record of 41-3, and Nora. His coach is Marty John.
And in Class 3A, a junior from Chicago Montgomery with a record of 48-0, Bryce Brill. His coach, John Kenny. His opponent, a senior from McHenry with a record of 44-2, Wayne Lardy. His coach, Bill Cannon.
In Class 1A at 152 pounds, a senior with a record of 40-0 from Toledo, Mercer County, Zach Nelson. His coach, Jason Lawson. His opponent is a junior with a record of 30-4 from Ashland Franklin Center, Jake Tacker. His coach, James Jackson.
In 2A at 152, a senior with a record of 43-0 from Sycamore, Austin Colton. His coach is Brian Davis. His opponent, a junior from Richmond Merton with a record of 37-0, Garrett Sutton. His coach, Colin McKillop.
And in Class 3A, a senior with a record of 42-0 from Lincoln Way East, Kyle Langendorfer. His coach, Tyrone Bird. His opponent, a senior from Glengar North with a record of 37-1, Ryan Murphy. His coach, Tony Levine.
In Class 1A at 160 pounds, a senior with a record of 42-1 from Sterling Newman, Brian Barr. His opponent, a senior with a record of 41-3 from Clinton, Ty Roberts.
We're going to be screaming. Frazier. His coach, Nick Miller. His opponent is a sophomore with a record of 53-5 from Montini, Xavier Montalvo. Coach, Joseph Josh Redmond.
And in Class 3A, a senior from Sandburg with a record of 46, CJ Rudney. His coach, Mike LeChurch. His opponent, a senior from Mercy with a record of 42-2, Hunter Robbins. His coach, Jim Worsley.
In Class 1A at 170 pounds, a senior with a record of 44-2 from Pittsfield, Zach Abney. His opponent, a senior with a record of 44-1 from Oregon, Brandon Slavonitis. His coach, Mike Guzman.
In 2A at 170 pounds, a senior with a record of 32-0 from Urbana High School, Aaron His opponent is a senior from East Moline United with a record of 49-5, Marcus Murphy. His coach, Zachary Otis.
And in Class 3A, a senior from Sandburg with a record of 47-0, Colin Holler. His coach, Eric Siebert. His opponent, a senior from Willowbrook with a record of 49-1, Dan Rowland. His coach, Brian Murphy.
In Class 1A at 182 pounds, a senior with a record of 33-0 from Lena Winslow, Logan Staver. Coach, Garrett Staver. His opponent, a senior with a record of 35-0, Brent Park, Devin Mankey. Coach, Dennis Mankey.
In 2A at 180 pounds, a senior from Montini with a record of 42-8, Jake Kirk. His coach, Justin Kirk. His opponent
Class 3A, a senior with a record of 45-0 from Oak Park Forest, Joe Ariola. His coach, Mike Floyd. His opponent, a senior from Oak Forest with a record of 33-6, Johnny Bell. His coach, Brett Geyer.
In Class 1A at 195 pounds, a junior with a record of 39-1 from Lena Winslow, Ty Armstead. Coach Steve Brown. His opponent, a junior with a record of 38-3 from Rock Falls, Sean Skinner. Coach Janet Williamson.
Oh, good.
In 2A at 195 pounds, a senior with a record of 35-3 from Rich South, Roy Hickman.
Yeah!